Ok, benvenuti a tutti, sono Betty di Engine benvenuti a questo webinar License Management con Siemens. Sono con me Leonardo Torretta e Adrash Patil di Siemens che saranno i relatori per questo webinar. Avete la possibilità di fare domande utilizzando la chat oppure l'opzione Q&A che vedete tra le opzioni nelle icone. Il webinar è anche registrato e riceverete poi domani la registrazione. La maggior parte del webinar sarà in italiano presentato da Leonardo, mentre poi seguirà una demo in inglese da Adrash. Leonardo, a te.
Ok, grazie mille Betty. Buongiorno a tutti. Sì, la presentazione sarà in italiano, la demo in inglese, probabilmente anche il Q&A perché potrebbero essere tecniche e quindi le risposte probabilmente saranno da parte di Adash. Come detto da Betty, il mio nome è Leonardo Torretta, sono responsabile delle soluzioni di license management e di high performance computing in Siemens. Quello che vediamo oggi è lo strumento Insight Pro License Analytics, che è per l'appunto il nuovo strumento di license management di Siemens. Che cosa fa Insight Pro for License Analytics? È uno strumento che permette di andare a fare il tracciamento delle licenze, dell'utilizzo delle licenze tendenzialmente dell'ufficio tecnico e ha una dashboard che dà informazioni istantanee, così come anche informazioni di archivio, quindi storiche, per cui si possono fare query sullo stato in quel momento dell'utilizzo delle licenze oppure andare a fare un pregresso per scegliere, per l'appunto, scegliere e capire quali licenze rinnovare, quali licenze l'azienda usa. Lo strumento anche, andando a leggere i dati dalle varie sorgenti, è in grado, mettendolo in un database, di ottimizzare queste informazioni, questi dati e quindi fare anche, diciamo, delle elaborazioni che poi presenta in specifici report proprio per permettere meglio di capire le aggregazioni degli utilizzi delle licenze, magari per country, per license pool o varie altre aggregazioni. E infine poi ha anche degli strumenti per fare monitor e reporting e fare compliance e chargeback dell'utilizzo delle licenze. Tipicamente, magari quando ci sono aziende all'estero che usano dei pool di licenze centralizzati o progetti o gruppi. Lo strumento si adatta molto bene ad aziende di qualunque dimensioni, sia piccole che grosse, distribuite geograficamente worldwide. Il principio di IPLA, Insight Pro for License Analytics, è cercare di mettere appunto ordine nel licensing dei software dell'ufficio tecnico, che tipicamente provengono da vendor eterogenei, quindi ogni vendor sceglie la sua tecnologia per tracciare le licenze e sceglie il suo license manager, quindi ce ne sono diversi. Chiaramente nella slide è un po' enfatizzata questa confusione, tra virgolette, però la realtà è che ogni license server fornisce le informazioni, però può essere che il presentation di queste informazioni sia un pochino frammentato e quindi alla fine gli utenti devono avere diversi modi di andare a controllare come le licenze vengono usate, per cui è più difficile, diventa più complesso. IPLA vuole appunto indirizzare questo problema, per cui si pone come strumento tra tutti i license server e gli utenti finali, andando per l'appunto a leggere le informazioni che ci sono nei license server, consolidandole in un database e presentandole ai diversi stakeholder con diverse visualizzazioni. Questo molto semplicemente cosa fa? Ehm, il license asset management è chiaramente uno strumento che le aziende usano, quindi non è una tecnologia dirompente e nuova, mi viene da dire, però ci sono delle particolarità che raccontiamo sempre su quello che ci differenzia come Siemens License Management, che è sui software dell'ufficio tecnico. Noi siamo particolarmente efficaci perché in primis siamo un'azienda che scrive software per l'ufficio tecnico e quindi l'utilizzo di questi software molte volte e i software stessi sono caratterizzati, sono un po' più complicati, diciamo, di software, di corporate, come può essere l'Office o altri software che abbiamo sui nostri laptop. Quindi, per esempio, il processo di utilizzo di questi software dell'ufficio tecnico, a volte nella simulazione, c'è la fase di pre-processing che apre determinati tool, la fase di soluzione che usa altri componenti del software, la fase di post-processing che usa altri pezzi, la mesh o tante altre cose. Quindi questi software sono frammentati. Fare il license monitoring di questi software è un pochino più articolato. Noi utilizzandoli, scrivendoli e gestendoli, abbiamo la percezione un pochino più raffinata di quello che sono e quindi di come tracciarli. Tra l'altro, IPLA, per chi non lo sapesse, Siemens IPLA, Inside Profile License Analytics, deriva da un'acquisizione di Siemens di Altair, quindi nel passato questo strumento è nato più di 20 anni fa ed è sempre stato in grado anche di tracciare non solo i software chiaramente di un vendor, ma di tutti i vendor. E quindi storicamente c'è competenza e conoscenza nel parco eterogeneo dei software dell'ufficio tecnico di qualunque vendor. Quindi siamo in grado molto bene di capire l'utilizzo di questi software, come sono strutturati questi software, anche se non sono di Siemens, ovviamente. Analogamente, questi software molte volte hanno delle feature, delle caratteristiche, funzionalità che magari non tutti gli utenti usano e quindi andiamo a tracciare bene quelle che sono le feature, le funzionalità che usano, perché a volte queste feature sono a pagamento. Quindi fare un reporting alla fine dell'anno di cosa è stato utilizzato, delle funzionalità del software è molto importante anche per scegliere la versione della licenza da rinnovare. Tracciamo sempre anche i denials, perché il denials è un indicatore di come la licenza viene utilizzata. Se ci sono tanti denials, vuol dire che siamo sottodimensionati. Se non ci sono denials, per esempio, vuol dire che magari siamo sovradimensionati e quindi può essere un ambito di scelta per fare un saving, di riduzione di licenze. In modo analogo riusciamo anche a tracciare i software non utilizzati. Nelle aziende si stratificano i software, quindi ogni tanto magari ci sono dei software legacy che si tengono per mantenere dei modelli che sono stati fatti o quant'altro, però se si vede che il software proprio non viene utilizzato, allora quella può essere un'altra scelta per dire ok, quello che facevo in quel modo lo farò in un altro modo e quindi non rinnovo questi software che nessuno sta mai utilizzando. Altra cosa, verifichiamo e siamo in grado di tracciare la distribuzione attraverso le zone geografiche, quindi andiamo a capire in che area dell'azienda i software vengono utilizzati, perché magari il license server è centralizzato in Europa, ma ci sono subsidiary negli Stati Uniti, in India, che vanno a pescare queste licenze. Quindi riusciamo anche a tracciare e a disegnare, plottare quelle che sono gli utilizzi effettivi, in modo tale poi da fare una ridistribuzione dei costi diciamo, una pie chart, quindi un raggruppamento per progetto, per country. E alla fine, appunto, abbiamo anche degli strumenti che permettono di fare una rendicontazione anche economica, per cui si va a suddividere esattamente il costo per gli utenti. Quindi diciamo che queste sono le caratteristiche principali per cui ci distinguiamo un pochino rispetto ad altri strumenti che ci sono sul mercato per il license management. Quello che vedremo oggi sono due aspetti principali. Il monitoring lato license server e quindi quando vado a contattare quello che avete visto nelle slide precedenti, tutti i license server che scrivono dei log e quindi quella è la mia sorgente di informazione. E poi plotto con determinati report che ad Arsh ci farà vedere, plotto le informazioni proprio per permettermi di prendere delle decisioni. Questi sono alcuni esempi dei grafici che si possono ottenere. Ma poi c'è un'altra parte che andremo a far vedere che è il monitoring delle workstation. Ci sono alcuni software tecnici che non vanno a pescare, diciamo, la licenza da un license server, ma ce l'hanno installata localmente. Ora, anche questi software hanno un costo, ovviamente, e quindi capire come andare a tracciare queste informazioni prevede di andare a lavorare sulla workstation dell'utente dell'ufficio tecnico. E quindi ci sono due componenti separate proprio perché le sorgenti di informazioni sono separate. E in questo disegno, a grandi linee, prima della demo di Adarsh, questo disegno descrive un attimo la parte per l'appunto di cui ho appena parlato, ovvero la parte dei license server. Installiamo un agente sui license server che ho elencato prima. Questo agente legge le informazioni dei log, le trasferisce in un engine che le scrive in un database che poi con un presentation portal le disegna sull'interfaccia. Lato workstation invece installiamo degli agenti sulle workstation che in modo analogo parlano con l'engine che poi scrive le informazioni in un database e in modo analogo le disegna, le plotta sull'interfaccia. Questa è l'ultima slide prima della demo. Da parte non ho specificato una slide per il licensing, ve lo racconto velocemente. Noi contiamo per definire il costo dello strumento quanti vendor andate ad analizzare lato server e contiamo quante workstation andate a monitorare lato client. Per cui diciamo il licensing, più vendor avete, più software monitorate lato server, più la versione diventa importante, più workstation avete in modo analogo. Ci sono diciamo, parametri. Se avrete bisogno di informazioni, poi non esitate a contattarci per approfondimenti. E con questo direi che siamo alla demo e quindi io lascio la parola ad Arsh, switching in English, of course. Grazie.
Thank you, Leonardo. I'll share my screen now. Leonardo, could you please confirm that you can see my screen?
I can see your screen. Thank you.
You can see. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the call. So the interface that you are seeing is the IPLA, the login page. So how are you going to see the live reporting, license analytics, desktop software usage analysis? It is via the portal. So this is the portal which can be integrated with your SSO, Active Directory, or local SSH authentication to log in into the IPLA. So as you can see from Leonardo's presentation, this is the dashboard, which gives the live statistics about your license servers and agents. As you can see here, there are three agents, and each agent is monitoring different vendors. Vendors means the license servers or the licensing daemons. So here you can see the agent. There are three agents. Each of the agents are monitoring different vendors, and there are different users within these runs. And there are no denials at the moment. Some of the vendors are offline with respective agents. Okay. So what is an agent? Agent is a piece of package that is installed on the license server host, which periodically sends meaningful information, diagnostic information to the IPLA server. So IPLA server is a client server module or a client server agent model, where agent collects the data and sends it to the IPLA server for live monitoring and analysis. As you can see, there have been consistent checkouts all throughout the day for the last 24 hours. And you can see the range. The range is between 1,000 and 10,000 checkouts at every 5 minutes interval. These are the distinct users at every 5-minute intervals. And the increase in quantity of distinct users over time. Might be they came into the office and start logging, checking out the licenses. As you can see, from 8:15 or 8:30 onwards, there have been distinct users. Here we can see 7 vendors are online, offline vendors. You can see the offline vendors in another tab. So within Altair License Analytics, we have the dashboard for monitoring. So we can go which are the vendors we are monitoring. You can go to the vendors link to find out these are the list of vendors that we are monitoring. As you can see, these are the agents that are installed on the license server host. What is the license server? What is the vendor? Vendor means whether it's Altair, Dassault, Siemens, LS Dyna, LSTC. These are the different vendors. And you can see the respective adapters as well for these vendors: LMX, DSLS, FlexLM, LMX, hosted. And also, as you can see, some are monitored by installing the agent on the license server host. As you can see, the first 3 license servers, the agent is running on the license server host. For the remaining them, the agent is remote. Means some customers, they don't like to install agent on the license server host, or the license server host is installed on a very small instance of a VM. So we cannot install these softwares are not allowed to install on the license server host. So we can also remotely query this license server. So the IPLA can work on remote servers, air gap systems, as well as intermittent system, where you can manually upload the data from the license servers onto the IPLA server. All these modes are supported within the license monitoring. So there is no mandatory that the agent should be running on the license server host at all. You can remotely query those as well. As you can see, these are the different vendors. So if you want to see the status of these vendors, for example, I want to see who is run, what is the current status. So you can click on this one. It will go into the drill down method. And as you can see at the top, the real time is highlighted. So this is the real time check-in, check-out information of this license vendor. I have selected Altair license server. You can select the features of your choice. So every plot or information has a vendor filter, feature filter, and also you can save it as a profile as well, so that next time you do not have to browse. So similarly, I have saved a profile. I'll go to the demo. So it has chosen a license server called Altair Trail-like server. And these are the different vendors, daemons, the feature. Please note, this is a live check-in, check-out information. Okay, this is live check-in, check-out information. As you can see here, the available tokens is this much, in use this much, remaining this much, leveled. Leveled means some softwares support leveling feature, stacking feature, and cascading feature. So this is the level checkout. Okay. And you can see it's how much are borrowed, etc. When is the shortest run, longest run, etc. across this one. Now you are interested in who is using this 12.7% of saturation of these licenses. So you can right click and go inside and find out the live open sessions of this user. Okay. Now you can see it is a live session. You can find out actively who is using this session. So May 27th, this is active session. This is checkout by this user from this host. What kind of checkout it is? It's a normal checkout or a license level checkout or a borrowed checkout. There are different levels of checkout in licenses. So normal, leveled, and borrowed. So this is a normal checkout and is checking out version, this one. So this gives an entire view of live sessions that are running in your system. And also you can filter based on the user. You want to choose a specific user and find out what are the features he is using, or you can do the entirety, or you can group multiple features and find out who is using these live features. So this is open session live. The data information is updated every 5 seconds. and it can be controlled. You want to update, you want to have up-to-date information every 5 seconds, or we can have a data up-to-date for 30 minutes, or more customized value as well. As you can see, every plot has a vendor. You can choose a vendor of your choice. And you can update the report. Okay. Similarly, if you want to see the long running sessions, these are the top 5 long running sessions as well. And again, it is across the vendor, but if you're looking for a specific vendor, you can go there and find whether somebody is using. Yeah, for example, for this Siemens vendor, Soldi, somebody is using this feature called mentor graphics. Yeah, mentor all _s. So you can see the session length. So this is a long running session. This is a real-time value. And also you can see different features that are allocated with that license server. Okay. So we have other charts as well, long running sessions, software status, sessions by feature. For example, you want to see the heat map. This is a heat map. This is an interesting information for the administrator to find out. As you can see, there is a lot of check-in, checkouts at this time. Usually you can see by the time 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, the people are, the employees are joining the work and they're launching the applications and the check-in, checkouts. Again, from this, you can have find out who is using these licenses, etc. So the entirety of your license real estate can be monitored live to find out who's using, what they're using, what kind of license they are using, etc. If in case there are denials, let me see whether there are any denials. Currently there are no denials at the moment. Here you can see I have chosen all, none of the vendors have any denials. And hence the denial reports is also empty. If you have any further denials, you can see what is the denial, who is the denial report, which licenses are affected, etc. So this is all real time. So these are the different vendors. From vendors, you can go to the real time to find out in live motion who is using this info, who is using the licenses, what is the current status of the licenses, etc. Now, once this check-in and check-out has happened, the data, all it has accumulated goes into the database. So it goes into the database. That means we are into the historical analysis. So historical usage of data. For example, on your left side, similarly, you can see you have different reports that you can choose for. For every report, you have a date range with predefined profiles, current week, month, etc. You can choose a custom value from date to date as well, the vendor, the feature, and any filters you want to apply based on the your hierarchy, organizational hierarchy, regional hierarchy. You can based on the filter you can do. For example, here I have chosen this license vendor. You can choose any of the license vendor of your choice. There are so many license vendors that we are monitoring. Here, for example, this is a license vendor we are monitoring, which is enterprise pool. And here you see you are not seeing any peak. That means because you have 4 billion tokens of licenses. So if I hide the availability, now you can see the peaks. From this peak, you can understand the maximum usage for yesterday is not even reaching 500,000 tokens. Okay, let's find out whether this license is effectively used or not. So let's say for the current quarter, what is the usage of this licenses? Still, none of the peaks have reached the 4 billion tokens because this is the availability of licenses against this license server. Let me uncheck the availability and you can see these are the peaks. The maximum peak it has gone is almost 1 million tokens. And you can see in the bottom half of the graphs, you can see there has been many distinct users, but not too much noisy. And the usage has been quite okay. This gives you a fact that in the last quarter, this license has been used for less than 1 million tokens. So you do not need to have 4 billion tokens for this license server. So this helps you to reduce the licensing cost by analyzing what is the past usage, whether you have to buy more licenses, whether your existing licenses are sufficient. If there were many denials, see, I do not see any denials. If there are denials, means you have insufficient amount of resources, you have more workload, more applications being launched, there might be a busy project requiring more licenses, etc., but you do not see any of those categories here. This will give an idea that in the next renewal cycle, whether you want to renew the licenses or reduce the number of tokens and then renew the licenses. This gives you an overall picture. So this plot can be attached to a license usage efficiency as well. Usage efficiency means this to satisfy all the users within your company, you need to have, as you can see, 9 million tokens to satisfy. This is kind of a efficiency to reach 100% satisfaction across all the user bases. You need to have so much of tokens. So your x-axis is the number of tokens used by any user within your organization, and these are the aggregated peaks. So as you can see, these are the aggregated peaks across multiple users during the day. Looking at this chart, which to satisfy all the users in your company, you need to have this much licenses, 9 million token licenses. But you can come to a saturation, which you can say, okay, I want to keep the satisfaction level to 72%. Because I see a lot of noises over here, and the noises omits the usage, the peaks have been degraded or reduced over time after this peak. So I want to keep the satisfaction level to 77%. So if you want to keep the satisfied to 77%, you didn't see any denials in your previous one. You remember, we didn't see any denials here in the availability. So you can say, okay, I can reduce my license count to 5 million tokens and save my licensing cost. So I haven't seen any denials over here. So this should suffice all the users from here, from this point to this point. So this is the usage efficiency that you can consider, saying that you want to satisfy all the users, or you want to keep a minimum satisfaction level to 70% or 80% and reduce the license cost by reducing the number of features, because you have not seen any denials in the denials analysis. Okay, so this is usage efficiency. So another important chart is, for example, package analysis. Nowadays, all the licenses are sold in the terms of packages. I've chosen current quarter, so it is taking too much time. So if you see, these are the different vendors, and within the respective vendors, you have the packages. For example, Siemens, you have AME token package. With the Siemens Soldi, you have NX design token package, etc. As you can see, these are the packages, different packages, and within the packages, these are the different features or components allocated to each package. And what is the usage? What is the usage hours, users, etc. This is an important analysis when you are buying the licenses in packages, or there might be different features that are assigned to a package. Some features are expensive, some features are not expensive, some features are expensive but they're part of the package but never used. So in order to do the analysis, this software, this report would help you. For example, here you can see this is the hyperverse package. There are 331 components. Used components is 139. So you can drill down, you can go inside the tool, and you can find out which packages are used, who are the users of these packages, and even you can go to the next page to find out which features were never used in the current quarter. If I go to the next state, as you can see here, you can see from this point onwards, none of the packages were used. So if I go to the next, none of the packages were used. So this gives you an information about the features that are representing your package components that are never used, so that you can list them. So how do you list them? You can download it as a CSV. You can see if I click this, all the information that you see will be downloaded as a CSV, or with every report, we publish this query. So what is this query? You can directly interface with the database using this query to get the information that is displayed here. So you can either get it in the form of CSV, or you can run this query in the background directly on the database to get the information. So this helps you to find out which features are actively used, which features are not actively used. That forms the packaging component. And in conjunction with this, there is another report, software feature grouping utilization. So if I click this, you can see this report gives you the information about all the features with respect to your vendor. You can go by vendor by vendor. Okay, here I have chosen one vendor. You can choose different vendors and find out what is the feature actively used by different users. Also, this will help you to right size your license file and packaging information when you are doing this. Okay, this is very interesting chart. As you can see, this is the user who has used a lot of features, and or looking at these subset of features that are used, you can right size your license file and find out the right match, what features, what packages that are required for your workload or the applications. Now, with some, there are in some other cases, customers have named user licenses to find out what is the usage of these users. Named user licenses means they have named users. There is no check-in, check-out information. There is only information how actively they have used. Means how much amount of hours they have been actively using the software month by month. For example, you created a named user. This report will help you to find out. Okay, it can be against any vendor that supports named user licenses. Here you can find out monthly basis whether the activity of the usage is increasing with respect to these named users or it is decreasing. If the named user licenses activity is decreasing, for example, this user its activity is decreasing month by month, so you can remove this customer or a user from the named user licenses and can be allocated to some other users. So this helps you to find out how you can, yeah.
And sorry, also in this report, just because we are here, can you show the GDPR module so that we can hide the name of the users? So that is sometimes a question we have from customers.
Yeah, it's here. I have logged in as admin, so I can see the data. But you can, with the administration, can say it's show, hide in real-time data, the user information, admin only. So you can have these three choices to hide data for the users that are logging into the portal other than the administrator. So this is also there.
Okay.
Show,
thank you.
hide in real time, admin only.
Okay, so that let's say not administrator user can access the report, but not watching the real name of the users, etc., etc.
Yeah.
They are just interested in the licenses, not who is using the license, because sometimes there are some regulation, etc., etc. And we are complain to this regulation with this module.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry to interrupt you.
Thank you.
Okay.
No, thank you. So there are many other charts within this, which will support reservation analysis, package analysis, soft limit analysis, cost analysis, and also the most important one is usage by hierarchy. This is an important feature. As you can, Leonardo mentioned, there are many modules within this license analytics. If I click on this button, you can see there is a module called DSUA, Desktop Software Usage Analytics. There is a module called license server control. There is a module called organizational hierarchy. So now let's click on the license server control. I'll go through this a bit. So license server control means it's a module that will help you to start license service, and at the same time you can visualize the license activity in live. So this is a tool that helps you to control the license services and also find the status of your license services. So for example, these are the different license servers on which some agents are installed, some are remote, some are not remote. So we can find out the status of this license server. And also if we go inside, we can find the license file to find out which license file is, whether it has an option file, what is the metadata of this license file with respect to the features, and what is the vendor configuration file, if you want to replicate this vendor into many other vendors in case of a triad setup or etc. Now also you can see in the license file option, it gives you an option to download the license file, upload a license file, save it. Once you save it, you can come back to the vendors and you can start and stop the service. Once you do the start and stop the service, you can also say whether your license services are up, whether the licenses that you have installed are queryable. Okay. So any license server whose services can be integrated with the agent, and where you are allowing the agents to be installed on the license server host, you are able to control the license server services, and also the upload of the license file, upload of the options file, restarting the license server can be controlled. Here you can see these are all remote, where we do not have agents installed on them, so hence we cannot remotely control them. Okay. Now coming to the another module called organizational hierarchy. So what it does is it gives an opportunity to the administrator to integrate their Active Directory services into this. What it means is the Inside Pro for License Analytics will get the metadata of the users. It won't get anything. It will get the metadata of the users from the Active Directory services, so that it can map that user metadata to license check-in and check-out. As you can see here, this is the interface where you can integrate with your AD services. If you do not want to integrate with your AD services, also you can upload a CSV file. We will share you a CSV file with a format that needs to be uploaded, so that some customers who are reluctant to connect to their AD, they can supply a CSV file with organizational details of what specific data they want to map it to the license check-in, check-out, that can be incorporated as well. Okay, these are the different ADs we have. So for example, now different regional managers or different business entities want to create their own hierarchical report. For example, I'm doing a demo, I want to get a report of US. So for example, I'll give an example. I'll create a new hierarchy. I'll use a server in AD server. I'll proceed. I'll say, okay, as you can see, this is the metadata that he's exported or schema that is got from the AD. So here we have the SAM name. So I'm going to give a demo hierarchy name. So I'm interested in what is the department. I want to have a report with the department, company, country. So this is the report I'm interested in for all my check-in, check-outs, and I want to report to my management. So I'll create a hierarchy. As you can see, with IPLA, everything is real time. There is no time wasted on full calculation or aggregated calculations or execute. Everything is happening in real time. For example, I created a hierarchy. As you can see, it gave me a review of the hierarchy over here. Now, what I'll do is I'll save these changes and finish. So my hierarchy is changed. Now I'll go back to the license analytics, go back to the historical. I will say, I want to find out the license usage by hierarchy. So usage by hierarchy, I chose the usage by hierarchy. I'll say, okay, current month. It's taking time. So current quarter, what I'm trying to do is we created a hierarchy means we create demo today, IPLA, I create my hierarchy. I want to apply to a licensed vendor. You can choose a vendor of your choice. I have chosen a vendor. I want to apply my hierarchy to find the usage report. I update the report, as you can see. Based on the hierarchy that I have chosen, I have to show it the report to my management. Means I created the hierarchy based on demo to the IPLA. So this is the hierarchical information of license usage across different departments using my licenses. So this can be used for cross-departmental charging, cross-charging of departments for using regional licenses, etc. So your license is used by across the department. So these are the different token hours of usage across different departments, and hence this license can be used. The customers or cross departments can be cross-charged. Again, within the administration, you can create vendor pools, feature pools, vendor alias, feature alias, agent registration, vendor registration, which these are the different tools that are available. Installing an agent is easy, which all you have to do is install and register an agent. You get this information, you download this and run these two scripts. If it's a Windows, run this one script if it's a Linux, and you can install an agent. Vendor registration is also easy. For example, you can register a vendor, you can manually add a vendor, you can select an agent, you can select the different query tools, whether which adapter you are using. All the different adapters are shared here. Whether you want to send the information every 5 seconds, 30 seconds, custom, etc. You can set the frequency, you can set the daemon name, whether the vendor is remote, yes or no, the port names, etc. You can do a dry run and you can publish. So this is adding a new vendor in live. Again, if I show you an existing vendor, you can edit. These are the details of the vendor. As you can see, every 10 seconds it is sending the data. Before registering a vendor, you can do a dry run to find out whether it is succeeding or not. If it is succeeding, okay, if there is an error because some features have expired, this is not an error, this is a warning, and you can also see the output. Once you have satisfied, then you can update and publish so that it starts collecting the data from the license server and send it to the server. The last but not the least, there is DSUA, Desktop Software Usage Analytics. This is an interesting tool wherein customers are using node-locked licenses, dongle-based licenses, or the applications that can be launched on a specific laptops. All these cases can be managed or monitored via DSUA. And also, if the customer wants to monitor the software usage time, so how much time the software is being used across. As you can see here, we are monitoring one computer which is online, which is in this time zone, and tracked packages, which we are tracking around 13 packages, but none of them are running. It's currently we do not have any running instance of the software. Historically, these are the different applications that are being used on that machine and which is being tracked. So for example, here, this is the computer that we are monitoring. So when the computer was the last active was last 41 minutes ago, it was last active, when it was registered, to which name, etc. So the last heartbeat was 9 seconds ago. So it is continuously monitoring. What is the active usage? There is no currently active usage of any server. So if you go back to the usage history, okay, these are the, for example, these might be your licensed software that are running only on that laptop or only on that workstation. And you can find out how many times they were invocation, means whether it was used one time or 53 times, means how many times were invocation, what is the time per invocation per computer, so what was the uptime, what is the average uptime, and what is the usage time. For example, user might be using their laptop, they might have launched the application, but they might not be using the application effectively, means the CPU utilization of that application is very less. They might have opened the application and minimized it. This might be the case where the application is checking out the license, but the application is not used. The user is on a holiday and the application is not used. So all the scenarios can be seen here. For example, if this application was active, You can find out the PID, means the idle time is only 3 seconds, so but it's currently being used. There is no lot of idle time, so still you cannot harvest this license. If in case this application was idle for more than 20 minutes or 30 minutes, a threshold can be set. Then you can right click and you can disable or you can suspend or delete this application so that you can harvest those licenses for other users to use. So license harvesting is also supported by this tool called DASUA, Altair Desktop Software Usage Analytics. So in a nutshell, using IPLA, you can do license analytics, live monitoring, historical report, monitoring and analysis. If you want to get a report being scheduled and sent to the management every often, you can also do batch reporting of batch scheduling of your reports in the form of CSV or pictures or anything for all the reports that you have created within IPLA. It might be out of the box reports, or it might be a custom reports. All these reports can be sent in the form of batch reports to your email addresses. Okay.
And on the license, on the SUA, so on the workstation, you can also, if you want, to track maybe unsolicited licenses so that you inspect if on your workstation, user workstation, there is some software that is running that is not allowed. So this is also another feature that you can want to use in this way.
As Leonardo mentioned, yes, auditing of your unsolicited softwares that are being used on the desktop, it can also be seen here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think you are done with the demo.
That's it, Leonardo, over to you.
Okay, no, over to me. Let's say that the wrap up of the presentation is this software tool enables companies to track better licenses, have an understanding of the usage. At the end of the day, the return of investment of this kind of software is, as you can imagine, very, very fast because you intercept license that can be not renewed or consolidated or other stuff is a pain point of every company, as you perfectly know. Everyone is doing this. If you are interested in a specific tool for the technical department, we claim this is very advanced and is a very good tool.